Welcome to VOXLY English. Let's get started.
Hello, and welcome back to VOXLY English. I am Sophia, and today we have a very honest and important topic. The title of this episode is I am ambitious but lazy.
Hi, Sophia. When I hear that title, I feel like you are talking directly to me
Why do you feel that, Liam?
because that sentence is my life. Inside my head, I feel very ambitious. I want a big life. I want to speak English fluently, travel, have a good career, maybe start a business, help my family. I want many things. But in my daily life, I often behave like a lazy person. I postpone, I waste time, I stay in bed, I scroll on my phone. So I feel like two different people.
One person inside and one person outside.
Yes, inside I am the future Liam who is successful. Outside I am the present Liam who is stuck.
Thank you for saying that so clearly. Many listeners probably feel the same, but they are afraid to say it out loud. Today, we are going to talk to all the people who say, I am ambitious, but I am lazy. We will explore why this happens and how to change it in a kind and practical way.
I am very ready because I am tired of living in this conflict.
Good. In this conversation, we will do several things. First, we will understand what ambitious but lazy really means. Second, we will look at the real reasons behind this feeling, like overwhelm, low energy, fear, and comparison. Third, we will build a step-by-step plan to turn your big dreams into small daily actions. And finally, we will talk directly to you, the listener, and give you exercises that you can do today.
That sounds like a full program. Let's start.
Let's begin with a simple picture. Liam, imagine there are two screens in front of you. On the first screen, you see your life now. On the second screen, you see your ideal future life. Can you describe each one?
On the first screen, My Life Now, I see a lot of repetition. I wake up late, I check my phone, I rush to work or to class. I feel tired most of the day. I promise myself that I will study English later or exercise later, but many times I don't. In the evening, I watch random videos, scroll, eat snacks, and suddenly it is midnight. Then I feel guilty and tell myself tomorrow will be different, but very often tomorrow is the same.
And the second screen, your ideal life?
On that screen, I wake up earlier. I don't touch my phone first thing in the morning. I have a calm breakfast. Maybe I listen to an English podcast. I go to work or to class prepared and focused. After that, I exercise a little. I study English every day. I read books. My room is cleaner. I feel more confident. I'm not perfect, but I respect myself.
So we could say that ambitious but lazy means there is a big gap between screen 1 and screen 2. You can see the second screen clearly, but your daily actions are still on the first screen.
Yes, that is exactly how it feels.
Now, I want to ask you a personal question, and I want you to answer honestly. When you call yourself lazy, what emotions do you feel?
I feel shame. I feel disappointed with myself. I feel guilty, like I am wasting my potential. Sometimes I even feel angry at myself. And after that, I feel heavy, like I do not want to do anything. It is a bad feeling.
And when you think of yourself as ambitious, what emotions do you feel?
I feel excited. I imagine speaking English confidently, working online, traveling. I feel proud when I imagine that version of myself. But the excitement is usually short. It disappears when I face real life.
So, ambition gives you a short, strong fire, and laziness gives you a long, heavy cloud.
Yes, that's a good image.
Let's take off the mask of the word lazy. Many people use this word as a simple explanation for many complex things. In reality, when people say, I'm lazy, they are often tired, overwhelmed, scared, confused, or disorganized. They do not have a clear plan, they do not manage their energy, and they do not understand their emotions. The label lazy hides all of this.
So maybe I am not only lazy, maybe I am also tired, overwhelmed, and afraid.
Exactly. We will explore each of these, but before that, we must talk about the shame and comparison loop.
The shame and comparison loop? What is that?
Let me describe a typical day for many ambitious but lazy people, and you tell me if it sounds familiar. They wake up and think, today I will finally change. Today I will be serious. They plan big things, 2 hours of study, 1 hour of exercise, no social media. Then they feel a little tired or a little bored and they open the phone just for 5 minutes. Very quickly, 30 or 40 minutes are gone. They feel bad and say, I'm useless. I can't control myself. That feeling is shame. To escape from shame, they open more videos or do more distractions. Then at night, they feel even worse and promise again, tomorrow will be different. The cycle repeats.
That is exactly my life. You just described me.
On top of that, they open social media and see people their age posting success, studying at famous universities, traveling, working out, building businesses. Social media shows the best 1% of another person's life. Then they compare that with the worst parts of their own day. That is comparison. Shame plus comparison is a strong poison. It makes you feel smaller and smaller until you do not want to try.
Yes, I compare my real life to other people's highlight reels, and I always lose.
Here is an important sentence. You cannot fight laziness with hate. When you attack yourself, you think you are motivating yourself, but in reality, you are killing your energy. Your brain does not feel safe, so it goes into protection mode. Hide, avoid, disconnect. And the easiest way to disconnect is distraction.
So my self-hate is actually feeding my laziness.
Exactly. If you want to change, you need a new style of self-talk. We will work on that later. For now, understand that shame and comparison are gasoline on the fire of laziness.
I see that now. It explains a lot.
Good. Now, let's talk about overwhelm. You listed many goals earlier: English, fitness, money, reading, social skills, organization. Imagine each bag is a heavy bag. How many bags are you trying to carry at the same time?
Too many. I feel like I am carrying 5 or 6 big bags every day in my mind.
When you try to carry too many bags, your brain says, this is too heavy, I cannot move. So you sit down and do nothing. From the outside, it looks like laziness. Inside, it is simply too much weight. The first step is to put some bags down and choose one or two to carry now.
That makes sense. I think English and health are my 2 key bags.
Good. Those two will support everything else. When your English improves, you open more opportunities. When your health improves, you have more energy for all other goals.
So I do not need to ignore my ambition, but I must organize it.
Exactly. We will call this organizing ambition. Now, let's look at identity versus behavior. When you say, I am lazy, you put laziness into your identity. Identity feels permanent. I am tall, I am male, I am human. If laziness goes into that box, it feels impossible to change. But if you say, recently I have been acting lazy, now laziness is just a pattern of behavior. Patterns can change.
Let me try. Recently, I have been acting lazy. I have some lazy habits that I want to change.
How does that feel?
Honestly, lighter. It does not feel like a life sentence.
Good. We are opening the door for change. Now, you also said that you feel very ambitious. Ambition is energy for the future, but there are two versions, as we said, healthy ambition and unhealthy ambition. Healthy ambition says, I want to grow, and I am willing to take small steps for a long time. Unhealthy ambition says, if I am not amazing very soon, I am nothing. Which one is louder in your head?
The second one. I want fast, big results. I want to go from zero to hero quickly. If I cannot, I feel like a loser.
That heavy ambition creates pressure. Pressure creates paralysis. Imagine a coach who screams in your ear all day, you must be perfect now. Would you feel calm and productive?
No, I would want to hide.
That is what happens in your mind. We must change the style of your inner coach from a screamer to a guide. We will come back to that. But first, I want to talk about the two energies, fire and a river.
Yes, I remember you mentioned them.
Fire energy is motivation, passion, inspiration. It is the feeling after you watch a powerful video or hear an inspiring story. It burns bright, but it burns quickly. River energy is discipline, routine, and stability. It is slow but constant. It moves quietly every day. Most ambitious but lazy people have a lot of fire and very little river. They live on motivation, not on systems.
That's me. I love motivational content, but my routines are weak.
We are not against motivation. We just cannot depend on it. The goal is to use fire to start and river to continue. The river is made of tiny wins repeated again and again.
So my task now is to build the river.
Yes, let's use English as the main example because many listeners also have the goal of improving their English. Your ambitious plan might say, I will study 3 hours every day. But your river plan says, I will do 15 to 25 minutes of focused English every day, even on bad days. Which plan is more realistic?
Obviously, the second one. I can imagine myself doing that.
And if you do 20 minutes a day, that is 140 minutes a week, almost 2.5 hours. In 1 month, that is about 10 hours. In 1 year, more than 120 hours. That is a lot of English.
When you calculate it like that, it sounds big.
That is the power of compounding. Tiny actions multiplied by many days become big changes. Laziness often comes from not believing tiny actions matter. We are correcting that belief.
I understand.
Now, let's talk about energy management in more detail. Many ambitious but lazy people have very low physical energy. They sleep late, use the phone in bed, eat a lot of sugar, and do not move much. The brain and body are tired. When energy is low, the default choice is always comfort, and comfort usually means the sofa and the phone.
That's my reality. When I am tired, Netflix is stronger than my willpower.
So we cannot only say, have more willpower. That is like telling a phone with 10% battery, just work harder. We need to charge the battery. That means 1. Sleep. Not perfect, but a little earlier. If you sleep at 2 in the morning now, try 1:30, then 1, then 1:25. Small changes. 2. Movement. Not a perfect gym routine, just 10 to 15 minutes of walking, stretching, or simple exercises. Movement sends blood to your brain and wakes it up. 3. Food and water. If you eat only sugar and drink only caffeine, your energy goes up and down like a roller coaster. Try to have at least one real meal and drink water through the day.
So I do not need a crazy fitness program, I just need basic respect for my body.
Exactly. When your body feels a little better, your mind will find it easier to act.
That sounds realistic.
Now, another big trap is the comfort environment. When you try to do serious work in a place designed for relaxation, like your bed or your sofa, you are fighting your environment. Environment usually wins.
Yes, my bed always wins.
So we create a focus zone. You already have a small desk. You will turn it into an English and work zone. This desk will be clean, On it, you keep only your notebook, your pen, your English materials, and maybe a glass of water. When it's time to study, you physically move to the desk. During that time, your phone stays far away. After the session, you are free to go back to your bed.
That will help a lot. Right now, I mix everything in my bed: studying, entertainment, sleep.
We want clear signals. Bed equals rest, desk equals focus. This simple separation helps many people.
I will try it.
Good. Now we move to starting tasks. As you said, the hardest part is often the first few minutes. To help with this, we use the 5-minute rule. When your brain resists, you say, okay, I will just do 5 minutes. After those 5 minutes, you can stop if you really want, but in many cases, you will continue.
I like that rule. It feels kind.
You can also use a simple countdown. You say in your head, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then you move your body. You stand up, or you walk to the desk, or you open the book. You don't give your brain time to negotiate.
Like pressing a launch button.
Exactly. Now, let's return to self-talk. Imagine yesterday you planned to study for 20 minutes, and you didn't. Your inner bully says you are hopeless. What would your inner coach say?
My coach might say, okay, you missed yesterday. Why did that happen? Were you tired or did you start too late? Let's adjust the plan. Tonight, we start earlier and do at least 5 minutes. One missed day is not the end.
That is exactly the style we want. Honest, but supportive. I want you and the listener to practice this. After you fail, write 2 to 3 sentences as the coach, not the bully. This simple habit can change your emotional life.
I will do that.
Now, I want to talk about something deeper: emotions and avoidance. Many lazy behaviors are actually attempts to avoid uncomfortable feelings. For example, boredom, loneliness, anxiety, sadness, or confusion. When you feel one of these, your brain offers a quick painkiller: the phone, the game, the snack.
That is so true. When I feel lonely or anxious, my hand goes to my phone automatically.
So, part of changing your habits is learning to feel without escaping immediately. When you notice an uncomfortable emotion, try this. First, pause. Before opening your phone, take a slow breath. Second, name the feeling. Say quietly, right now I feel bored, or right now I feel anxious about my job, or right now I feel lonely. Third, ask, what do I really need? Sometimes you need rest. Sometimes you need to talk to a friend. Sometimes you need to do one small productive action to feel better about yourself.
So instead of treating every bad feeling with the same medicine, the phone, I choose the right medicine.
Exactly. And sometimes the right medicine is to sit with the feeling for a few minutes, just observing it. It will not kill you. Feelings are like waves, they rise and they fall. If you always escape with distraction, you never learn that you can handle them.
That is a skill I want to learn.
Good. Now, because your videos aim for a long podcast, let's design a very detailed 30-day plan for transforming ambitious but lazy into ambitious and consistent. We will focus on English, but also include health and organization in a gentle way.
I'm ready.
We will divide each day into 3 simple checkpoints: morning, main work or study time, and evening. In the morning, your job is very small. 1. Do not open social media in the first 30 minutes after you wake up. 2. Drink water and stretch for 1 or 2 minutes. 3. Say your new identity sentence out loud. For example, I am ambitious and I am learning to be disciplined.
Even I can do that. It's simple.
During your main work or study time, that could be school or job hours, your goal is simply to be a little more present. For example, try to put your phone out of reach during one important class or one work task each day. We are not trying to be perfect workers. We are building small islands of focus.
So at my job, I could leave the phone in my bag for the first hour.
Exactly. Then, in the evening, you activate your non-negotiable English block. Choose a time that fits your life, maybe after dinner. For 15 to 25 minutes, you sit at your desk and do one of the English activities we discussed: listening, reading, speaking, or writing. After you finish, you mark an X on your calendar.
And if I really cannot do 15 minutes?
Then you do 5 honest minutes. Listen to 3 minutes of English audio and write 2 sentences. That is enough to keep the chain alive.
And the rule is never miss twice.
Yes, missing one day is human. Missing 2 days in a row is a choice. If you break the chain once, your only job the next day is to restart it, even with a micro session.
I like that.
Once a week, on Sunday, for example, you do a weekly review. Take 10 to 15 minutes and answer these questions in English. What were my 3 biggest wins this week? Even small ones. Where did I act lazy and what was happening around me at that time? What is one small adjustment I will try next week?
So I use English to review my life?
Exactly. That is double practice.
I can see how this 30-day plan can slowly change my identity.
To make this more concrete, let's imagine your first week following this plan. I will ask you questions as if we are at the end of each day, and you answer how you hope to respond.
Okay, let's try.
Day 1. In the morning, you wake up and instinctively reach for your phone. What do you do?
I remember our conversation. I put the phone face down for 30 minutes. I drink water, stretch a bit, and say, I am ambitious and I am learning to be disciplined.
Good. During the day, at work, you feel bored and start to open social media. What happens?
I catch myself and say, just this hour, the phone stays away. I put it in my bag and finish one small task.
In the evening, you're tired. You don't feel like studying English. What do you do?
I use the 5-minute rule. I say, just 5 minutes. I listen to a short English podcast and write 3 sentences. After that, I feel a little better and I mark an X on the calendar.
Excellent. Now imagine day 4. You had a very long day. You come home exhausted and you completely forget to do English. The next morning, you realize you missed a day. What happens in your mind?
The bully wants to say, see, you failed. But I stop and invite the coach voice. The coach says, okay, we missed once. That's normal. Tonight we will do a very small session just to restart the chain.
And you do it?
Yes, I do 10 minutes that night, even though I'm still tired. Then I feel proud that I did not miss twice.
Beautiful. This is how identity changes, not by never falling, but by standing up faster.
I can see the path now.
Now, let's talk directly to our listeners. If you are listening right now and you also feel ambitious but lazy, here's a simple checklist for you. I will read each point and you can repeat it quietly and notice if it is true for you. 1. I have many goals and they sometimes feel too big. 2. I often start with high motivation and then stop quickly. 3. I use my phone or the internet to escape from bad feelings. 4. I often call myself lazy or useless in my thoughts. 5. I try to change many things at the same time. 6. I do not have a fixed daily study or practice time. 7. I feel tired often and my sleep or energy habits aren't great.
If someone says yes to most of these, they are probably like me.
Yes, and the solution is not to hate yourself more. The solution is to organize your ambition, protect your energy, create 1 or 2 small daily habits, and speak to yourself like a coach. That is what we have been building in this episode.
Sophia, can we talk a little bit about the fear of success again? I feel that this is a hidden part for me.
Of course. Tell me more.
Sometimes I imagine myself really changing, fluent in English, good job, maybe living in another country. And then I feel scared. I think, what if I cannot handle that responsibility? What if people expect too much of me? What if I lose my friends? What if I fail after I succeed? Then staying the same feels safer.
That is very honest. Many people have this silent fear. Change always includes risk. When you stay the same, you feel some pain today, but you know this pain. When you change, you face new, unknown challenges. So a part of you uses laziness as a way to stay in the familiar. It's like driving with one foot on the gas and one foot on the brake.
Exactly.
To deal with this, you can talk to that fearful part gently. You can say, "We are not jumping into a crazy new life overnight. We are just improving a little bit today. We will have time to adapt. We can handle the new problems when they come." Big changes are made of many small changes. When you grow slowly, your nervous system has time to adjust.
That feels more peaceful.
Good. Now, before we close, I want us to do a short future self exercise again, but in more detail. Close your eyes for a moment, if you can, and imagine yourself 2 years from now. You followed the 30-day plan, and after that, you continued with similar habits. Describe this future version of you.
Okay, let's try. I see myself waking up earlier without 10 alarms. My room is more organized. There are books and notebooks on my desk. My phone is not the center of my life. I speak English much easier. I can watch movies and understand most of them. At work, people trust me more because I'm more reliable. I move my body regularly. I'm not an athlete, but I feel better in my skin. I still have problems sometimes, but I'm not stuck like before. I respect myself more.
Beautiful. Now, imagine that this future Liam writes a short message to the Liam of today. What does he say?
He says, "Thank you for starting, even when you felt lazy and scared. Thank you for every small session of English, every 5-minute walk, every time you put the phone away. You did not change overnight, but you kept going. Because of you, I have a life I like. I'm not perfect, but I am free from the worst version of laziness."
Beautiful. And now, imagine you, the current Liam, answering him.
I say, "I will continue to fight for you. When I feel lazy, I will remember that you are waiting. I will remember that every tiny action today is a gift for you."
Wonderful. Listeners can do the same exercise. Imagine your own future self and have a small conversation in your head or in your journal.
Yes, that makes the whole process more emotional and real.
Liam, before we finish, I want you to summarize today's main lessons in simple sentences for the listeners to remember.
Okay, I will try. First, ambitious but lazy usually means I have big dreams but no small daily system. Second, calling myself lazy only creates shame. It's better to say I have some lazy habits and I can change them. Third, I must organize my ambition. Fewer goals, smaller steps, longer time. Fourth, energy matters. If I sleep badly, never move, and eat junk, everything feels harder. Fifth, my environment must help me. Bed for rest, desk for focus, phone away during study. Sixth, I need tiny daily wins like 15 minutes of English every evening. Seventh, the 5-minute rule helps me start when I don't feel like it. Eighth, I should talk to myself like a coach, not like a bully. Ninth, I must expect bad days. Use the rule never miss twice and come back the next day. 10th, I'm allowed to grow slowly. I don't need to become a new person in 1 week.
That is an excellent summary. If our listeners remember only these 10 points and apply them, their lives will already start to change.
I believe that.
To everyone listening, if you often think, "I'm ambitious but lazy," I invite you to change the sentence today to, "I'm ambitious and I am learning to be disciplined." Take one small step after this episode. Prepare your desk, print a calendar, choose your 15-minute time, or write your future self a short note.
Yes, don't just listen and then scroll to the next video. Do something tiny and real.
Thank you for spending this time with us. We hope this long conversation gave you not only English listening practice, but also tools for your daily life.
If this podcast helped you, consider listening again or sharing it with a friend who also has big dreams but feels stuck.
This was VOXLY English with Sophia.
And Liam.
Remember, you are not ambitious but lazy. You are ambitious and you are on the path to becoming consistent, one tiny step at a time.
See you in the next episode.
Goodbye for now.